Challenge question. You have $50 to $60 in your pocket. What pen, ink, and paper combo would you buy within that budget range? Okay, challenge accepted. I definitely think you have a lot of good options in that range, even for all three of those. Of course, you can easily spend all of that and more just on a pen. But I think especially if you're kind of just getting into the hobby, you can get a solid little package deal for that price. And of course, we have a lot of package sets on Goulet pens in that price range. I'm not just going to cop out and say buy a package set. I'm going to talk through it. So first off, when you're talking about pens, I have a great video called Top 5 Fountain Pens for Newbies. It's one of our most viewed videos of all time. You should go check it out. We feature 5 different pens on there, which I really enjoy all of them. The Pilot Metropolitan has stood the test of time as a great intro pen. The Platinum Preppy, solid intro pen as well, even less expensive. The Jinhao, doesn't really matter which one you feature, X450, X750, 159, any of those would work. So those are pretty solid. And then the Pilot Varsity as well, I think is really good. It's a preloaded pen, so you don't get as many ink options with that, but I think it's a really great intro pen into the fountain pen world. And then of course the Lamy Safari is in there as well. So that's a really great pen. Any of those would be really good. The Lamy Safari would be absorbing most of your budget in that case, but you could certainly make that happen. Ink, ink, you have a lot of options. If you go with some of the premium inks like Pilot Iroshizuku, Pelikan Edelstein, the Faber-Castells, the Caran d'Ache, you're going to be absorbing most of your budget, so you'd have to kind of give up on some of the pen, I think, to make that happen. But really, you have a lot of options there. You could get pretty much any ink you want. Noodler's is very economical, and I think Diamine, too, for the amount of ink you're getting, is pretty economical, and you get a really good range of colors in both of those brands. So I'd encourage you to go either way with those. Noodler's $12.50, Diamine $14.50. Sorry, $14.95. And then paper, you have a lot of options as well. One of my favorite papers of all time that I think everybody should try is Rhodia No. 16 dotpad. And I just realized I have a bunch of notes on here that I don't want to show you. So here you go, and flip page. So it's actual notebook in use, right? So paper is fantastic. The paper is consistent in all of the Rhodia. When you get to the Rhodia premium stuff and then the web notebooks, the paper is a little bit different. But the Rhodia 80 gram stuff is consistent across all their notebooks. So I think getting whatever format of Rhodia notebook that you like, the paper is really good. One of our more popular papers because it's smooth, but not too smooth. So a lot of people love it. And the dot format too is fantastic. Love just using it for note taking. I keep it right by here, so I'll make a phone call or whatever. I'm spending a lot more time on the phone these days. But there's that. Of course, I'm going to plug my own notebooks, the Goulet notebooks with Tomoé River paper. You can get it with the thicker 68 gram Tomoé or the 52 gram, the really thin stuff. Definitely lots of different sizes and formats. Up to an A5, that's the largest size that we have. You can get much smaller ones made for like the Midori, the Traveler's notebooks. Sorry, the Traveler's notebook is not technically Midori anymore. It's now Traveler's Company, Traveler's notebooks. But anyway, that's semantics there. But you're going to pay like $5.50 to $9 for those notebooks. And then if you want to go more into the kind of notebook like journal routes, of course Leuchtturm I think is a fantastic foray into it. This is the official bullet journal one, which costs a little bit more, but you can get it without the bullet journal, save yourself like $5 there. So between 20 and 25 bucks. You can get a really solid journal. So if you get obviously the most expensive of all of these options, you might be pushing the budget a little bit, but you can give and take a bit. Of course, as far as ink goes, you could always go with samples instead of full bottles and yada, yada, yada. But my personal combo that I would recommend to you, this is because I am really enjoying the color turquoise lately, and this is just such a fantastic match. So I would go with the Pilot Metropolitan in turquoise with a fine nib. I would go with the Leuchtturm turquoise notebook or bullet journal. You could fit either of those in there, but the notebook will say, just to try to save you a couple bucks there. And then Diamine Marine. Great match for all of these. It's going to look really good, and it's going to put you right at about $49.95. with shipping still fits you in your sweet spot there, and you right in that 50 to 60 bucks, and you can still get yourself a cup of coffee after you're done. So that's what I would recommend to you. But we have a lot more package sets and stuff on gouletpens.com that you can check out. That's just personally, like, I literally end up using these things almost on a daily basis. So I literally have this pen inked up with Diamine Marine right now. Didn't even do that special for this video. Just that's how I live.